Thank you very much for staying with us. Still live coverage of the 2019 state elections, talking about the governorship and, of course, the State House of Assembly. And interestingly, we can tell you at this moment that the All Progressive Congress is winning already. We can say congratulations to Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, governor-elect already in Kwara State. And we can tell authoritatively that the Otoge movement has paid off in Kwara. In that tweet where, we bring you the analysis now. We have our correspondents on standby at the Collation Center in Ilorin, Kwara State capital. And of course, we'll bring you update from Lagos. Yes, we have infos from from Kano State, even Kaduna, and of course, River State. We can tell you authoritatively that in River State, the African Action Congress, AAC, they've taken back 2 local governments in Kwara State. Maybe, sorry, I beg your pardon, in River State. But to say take it just for the fun of it, because they were never in the political scene in River State. But now, interestingly, we have a lot of things changing and unfolding as we speak. And I can tell you that in Lagos, well, we have interesting update for you in Lagos, but right now, my name is Twitway, and of course I'm not alone. Dr. Squared, interesting result coming from Kwara State.
It has been a very great result, especially when you find out that even in Oyo State, the tsunami is sweeping APC apart in Oyo State. Because as the information we get now, even the APC gubernatorial candidate, that Chief Adebayo Adelabu, lost his local government to the PDP. And I think Ibadan is a fight to finish. The PDP is winning with a very landslide margin. And surprisingly, in Abuja, the federal capital territory, APC have won 3 chairmanship seats already. 3 inconclusive. But in the presidential election, so the other way.
It was the other way. All right, this of course is very interesting because what we are getting from all the local government, we'll share the results, the details with you, especially from Kwara State. But even before we share the result from Kwara State with you, we can at least give you some information about registered voters in the state and of course PVCs collected before this election. Well, for some people it's not a surprise because during the presidential and National Assembly election, in Kwara State, the All Progressive Congress won all senatorial seats in the state. And of course, talking about registered voters now, PVCs collected, over 1.1 million collected PVCs in Kwara State. We're still waiting to see the total number of votes in that yesterday's election in Kwara State. And of course, that will really tell us and make us compare if Kwara State, the people will come vote this time pass waiting we experience for the presidential election. There you have it, number of registered voters in Kwara State, 1.4 million. Number of PVCs collected, 1.14 million. And of course, that is 73.25%. I think that is over 80%. Yes, it's over 80% of the total registered voters in Kwara State. And of course, we remember that the presidential election, the APC won in Kwara State. It was shocking because most people thought that with the influence of the Senate president, the PDP would have won in the state. Then you see the result for the presidential election in Kwara State. APC with over 300,000 votes and the PDP just 138,000 votes. Now, APC is winning, has won all 16 local governments in Kwara State. So we are just waiting for official declaration by the Independent National Electoral Commission. But from results we've gotten from the field, our correspondent, Yinka, who is there at the Collation Center, we know already that APC has won.
What we are waiting for is the announcement of the collation result, because this is the fact that APC have won in all the state is based on the announcement by each collation officer from each local government that announced at that collation center. So these are verified numbers from INEC.
Yes.
So now, like we said, like we've been saying, it's very now obvious that the Kwarans are saying enough is enough.
All right. We can tell you that that scenario, interesting thing happened before yesterday's election, and even the election, during the eletion, when the national leader of the All Progressive Congress in Lagos State, Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, was asked after he casted his vote at Ikeja about what he thinks of the Otoge movement in Lagos, and he said, there is no need for Otoge in Lagos. What Lagos have is Otope, where we wait to see what the result will be, because we have a correspondent at the Yaba Collation, the State Collation Center here in Lagos at Yaba. But then, one thing we should also look at in Kwara State is that now we should look at how would the challenges ahead, how would the incoming government or the governor-elect attend to issue of out-of-school children in the state? Because we'll bring up the figure for you to see number of out-of-school children in Kwara State. Not really as much compared to neighboring Niger State or other states in the north central, and even Oyo states in the southwest. But then it's something to be concerned about. It's something that one really has to look into, paying attention to the number of children in the state that are not in school. Should we really expect the government and the incoming government to at least be able to solve this challenge in the next 4 years?
It's something that's possible to solve the challenge in the next 4 years, if there is a political way to do so. Because everything has to do with political will and governance.
Yeah.
We must be ready to appreciate the mandate of the people by doing a very nice job. Because you are an employer, you are an employee of the people. The people are your employer. They put you there to represent them, to administrate the governance of the state. So I just feel like, especially in Kwara State and in every other state, what the new government needs to do is to ensure that.
Okay, Dr. Square, we'll come back to you now. We have Yinka on the line now. Yinka?
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing now?
I'm fine, are you?
Yeah, we do fine too. So tell us, what is the situation presently for the Collation Center for Ilorin, Kwara State? Because from the results we don't see so far, one and send give us now APC win all 16 local government.
All right. Out of the 16 local government, we already have results for 15. Out of 16, we have results for 15 now.
Yeah.
We are waiting for Buratin local government, and it will take about 6 to 7 hours before they can get to the Collation Center here.
I think your audio is a bit low. I'm struggling to get what you are saying.
Is that what?
So I said, now we have result for 15 local government out of the 16 in Kwara State.
Yes,
and
yes,
APC, the All Progressive Congress, is leading in all 15 local governments.
Yeah.
So what is the situation in Ilorin at the moment?
Everything is okay. Everything is going fine.
Any objection from the PDP or other political parties?
No, not at all.
Okay, so how will you describe the mood of the people in Kwara State at the moment?
People are very, very happy. There is celebration in the town already. People are ready to be listening for the Otoge of the thing.
Oh, okay. All right, Yinka, we hope you get reactions from the street of Ilorin later on after we have the result for the one local government remaining is announced.
Yeah, once they announce the final result, we will go to the street and make some reactions, so we'll get back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Yinka Adeniyi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, now, we'll still talk about Ekiti, but quickly, I know how interesting it is for Nigerians, because I saw a message from one of our viewers who is interested to know what is going on in Delta State. Don't worry, we'll bring you that information as soon as we have it, because Delta State is one interesting state where we have Ogboru, the candidate of the APC, who has been contesting the election in that state for the past 16 years.
Yeah.
And for the 4 times he contested the election, he lost to the PDP. And is considered the only opposition to the PDP in Delta State. So a lot of people really want to see if things will go different, but then... Yes, in Delta State.
Let's see.
Well,
but it's going to be an equivalent task. The task will be to win Okoa in Delta State. I don't know, but it's possible.
Yes, of course, everything is possible.
It's possible. And actually, the people of Delta State have the right to decide who their next administrator should be.
They've decided already. They are just waiting for results to be announced. Because
That's true. But I don't know. I feel like Ogboru has been able to amass a lot of love from different parts of the state, and it keeps growing year in, year out. And it might have gone to that mature stage when the supporter he has might be able to win over an incumbent government.
all right, now, so let's go back to Kwara State now and bring up a profile of the state. Let's start with the out-of-school children, because we can tell you that Kwara State, like every other state in Nigeria, is indebted both locally and has, in fact, huge local and foreign debts. Now, that is the number of out-of-school children in Kwara State, 141,325. And in fact, over the years, we know that this number is reducing. But then again, is this really something we should expect the governor-elect to solve in 4 years?
How do we solve the problem out of school children?
Making school accessible, creating more schools in communities and all of the rest, you know?
It's something that can be achieved in 4 years. Primary and secondary school education, not university education. Non-necessary schools that need heavy equipment that runs into billions. Accessible roads to the rural areas to help the economy of the environment, especially in Kwara, that's basically farming. So that even the people can be able to feed their own children well, and they will be encouraged to go to school and not enslave the children to start working on the farm or start traveling with harvest on third roads to the main market or not. So when the roads are accessible, the economy of the state, the economy of the environment, it will become buoyant. The children will be free from labor to go to school. You provide from primary health care that will not make people stay out of school, children stay out of school because of illness or being sick. Then you are able to provide little things like power supply for them, so that it will reduce the migration of people from rural to the urban centers and start being enslaved as house girls or not, or start hawking sachet water or lights. So that little things they can do to ensure that the people go back to school.
All right, we would like to also inform you that the Universal Basic Education Commission, in a report released last year, mentioned Kwara State as one of the 24 states in the country that has not accessed the education grant between the year 2015 and 2017. And of course, talking about the Universal Basic Education, this is the board created in every state, and of course it's called in state, it's called the State Universal Basic Education Board, SUBEB. And of course, the mission of this, the UB, is to ensure that children of school age have access to uninterrupted 9-year formal education by providing, this is it now, this is what the Universal Education Commission board is all about, is that the education must be free and compulsory, basic education for every child of school going age. That means that from primary school to GSS 3, it has to be free and compulsory for everyone. So when they look at the number of out-of-school children, it actually captures people within this age bracket who should be in primary school or who should be in the secondary school who are not in school. But let's not forget that after for the senior secondary school, the state can decide to attach tuition to it or make it free as well. But however, whatever the state decides to do, it is very important for us to understand that from primary to JSS 3, it should be free and compulsory. So nobody should be out of school. But then, state like Kwara, not just Kwara State, we have 24 states who has not accessed the education grant between 2015 to 2017. And what this education grant is all about, it's funding the federal government to always release make money available for all the states in the country to access. Now, before the state can access this fund, they must make also available same amount. Okay, now we have a call, one of our correspondents on the line. Hello. All right. So what I was trying to say is that now in Kwara State and for every other state in the country, the federal government makes available, and most of the time it's ₦1 billion or more. Now, state government will also have to make available ₦1 billion for the universal basic education. Now, by the time you have this money available, the federal government will release to you what the federal government has available. So, especially to take care of teachers' welfare and take care of amenities in these schools. Now, between the year 2015 and 2017, Kwara State does not access this money. That means that they do not make available their own fund for that purpose. So, going forward, and let's not forget also that Kwara State is in debt like every other state in Nigeria. Yes. So, should we really expect that things will change from May 29 that a new government will be sworn in Kwara State?
It's not automatic. Kwara cannot solve our own problem in isolation. When you are developing Kwara, the people of Niger, they start trooping in. It keeps increasing the number of out-of-school children. And it brings more burden to the host government. Now, I think what we can achieve in this country is to declare a state of emergency on education by the federal government. It's now become the way the UNICEF, the United Nations have declared a state of emergency on education worldwide. Nigerian government should accept it and declare a state of emergency on education in Nigeria to mandate every state government to ensure to put in place parameters that will enable, that will encourage children and parents, to encourage parents to send their children to school, and to encourage children to go to school.
All right. Also, we'll take a look at what the budget for education has been in Kwara State over the years. But before we go into that, now let's look at the results announced so far in all 15 local governments in Kwara State. We are looking at APC and PDP, and there you have it. Kwara State local government area results, and Edu there and Okero. Two local government up on the screen, and you can see in Edu local government area, APC 26,805 votes, and the PDP 6,174. Now in Okero, 7,423 for the APC and 4,892 for the PDP. Very wide margin. Very wide margin.
Very wide margin. That was the influence I was saying, neighboring environments. Do you know the problem is the people of Kwara, they don't have issues with the People's Democratic Party. Their problem is Saraki, it is time to retire. Let other names. They want to start hearing other names in governance. They know that if they allow them to continue, another Saraki will come. Now, you know the middle.
Well, let's not forget in this election there is no Saraki on the ballot for the governorship election.
But there is a Saraki in the other party.
Yes.
Yes, now.
In both parties, we have the Bemi in APC and of course
the incumbent president, the incumbent governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, won his senatorial. He won the senatorial primaries for PDP to go to the Senate. The Senate President Kwasa squarely told him to step down, and he obeyed.
Yeah.
So it's just the hands of Esau and the voice of Jacob. So it's just like automation running the state in proxy. Same thing that people are complaining in Lagos State. And you know, one thing is when there is no a direct reflection of economic growth from the remote control system, people will get tired of it. That's the reason why it's still working in Lagos, because people can still look at little things they can point to, like, oh, we are still enjoying a bit compared to other states.
And some people will argue that that is not really the effort of the state government.
Yes, definitely.
But okay, now let's take a look at another local government in Kwara State, still the results. Now we have Ifelodun and Ilorin South. Yeah. Now you look at Ilorin South and you want to wonder what happened. Ilorin South local government, APC, 26,752 votes, and the PDP, 9,489. Now, in Ifelodun, 23,734, and the PDP, 7,445. But imagine not be here.
Well, let me not say another reason. We have the 3 major tribes in Kwara State.
Yes.
The Fulanis, the Yorubas.
The Fulani, they are minority.
Yeah,
basically. They are,
but are the ruling class?
They are minority in Kwara State.
But are the ruling class?
We understand that, but they are minority.
The Saraki dynasty have been hiding under that.
Yeah.
To rule the country.
Well, we have more Nupe in Kwara State and even the Bariba.
The Yorubas are even
they are the leading. Oh yeah, but I'm just saying we have more Nupe in Kwara than the Fulani.
We are talking about the ruling class. The incumbent governor is Fulani man.
Yes.
The governor elect is a Fulani man. They will tell you they will not allow a Yoruba man or a Nupe man to become a governor in Kwara State. That was part of the campaign. Atuwa is a Yoruba man.
Yeah.
That was what he was trying to do.
Atuwa is a Yoruba.
Now they are saying that you benefited from a project. I now want to now cut off the project because you want to show your prowess. No, it doesn't work that way. Secondly, many of these, they've not showed us offer. You see that offer. A PDP is going to lose massively in offer.
Yeah, we understand there's been this rivalry.
Offer will never align with the Sarakis. They will never align with the Sarakis. They will lose massively in offer. So, those are Yoruba, major Yoruba states. Don't be surprised.
Now, let's see the figure for offers. Yeah, then you have it on an offer. 22,000 for APC in offer to PDP 5,000.
Now, don't be surprised that after bringing down the ego and the political powers of the Sarakis, Atuwa will come back 2023 to beat the incumbent. That will have a type of, Yorubas too have to have a say in the administration of the state. It will not be other dynamics. It won't be Otoge again. It will be enough of the Otoge will have to say, you the minority that have been ruling us for long, Otoge of your grip of power in the state.
Now, let's look at quickly look at the profile of the governor-elect already, Abdulrazak Abdurrahman. Maybe if we have the video about his profile that we'll read for Kwara State, then we'll play that for you to see. Let's take a look at his own his qualities and see if really he'll be able to deliver in the task ahead. Abdulrazak Abdurrahman is the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, and as a matter of fact, the APC don't win 15 local governments in Kwara State already, and this simply means that APC already, Abdulrazak Abdurrahman is the governor-elect in Kwara State. We'll have his profile up for you, and definitely we'll take a look at that. There we have it now. Let's just listen to this.
Poverty and improve the standard of living of the people, to harness the human and material resources which are in abundance in the state, to provide security and create jobs for the youth. Citizen Information Network will bring you live updates on the governorship election scheduled to hold this Saturday, 9th of March 2019. Follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, Facebook, and on
All right, welcome back now. Still Citizen Information Network, and of course, we'll definitely take that again, the profile of Abdulrazak Abdurrahman, the candidate of the All Progressive Congress for the governorship election in Kwara State. One important thing also to look at in Kwara State is also the debt profile in Kwara State, and of course some of the challenges so far that we're experiencing in the state. And of course, one of the challenges in Kwara State is, of course, building the internally generated revenue in the state. So at the moment, we'll definitely take results from other local governments in the state. Okay, now we'll join them now at the Adamawa Collation Center. We'll have to link up with the Nigerian Television Authority and bring you the announcement of results in Adamawa Collation Center. All right, stay with us.
ANP 27, APC 14198, APC 14198, APM 23, APP 8, APP 3, CAP 3, DA 9, DA 9, FJP 2, FJP 2, GPN 8, GPN 8, JMPP 2, JMPP 2, KP 11, KP 11, MPN 14, MPN 14, NCP 15, NCP 15, PDP 19897, PDP 19897, PPA 82, PPA 82, PPC 28, PPC 28, PPN 125, PPN 125, PT 6, PT 6, RBNP, RBNP 9, RBNP 9, SDP 912, SDP 912, YPP 7, YPP 7, ZIP 0, ZIP, ZLP, sorry, 0. Now total vote cast, total voting votes, 50135. Total valid votes, 50135. Rejected votes, 1146. Total votes cast, 51281. Rejected votes, 1146. Rejected votes, 1146. Total votes cast, 51281. Total vote cast, 51281.
If you don't mind, read out the numbers again, just the numbers. Without the party according to the call.
Okay. Okay.
From party A to
A, party A, 1 3.
just the figures.
Okay. 1 3 6 101 8 120 120.
Another one, two,
No.
once.
Okay, only once.
Only once.
Okay. 14327.
1, 4, 3,
27.
2,
8 6. 8 8. 2 7. 14198.
1, 4, 1, 9, 8.
2 3. 8
8.
3
3,
9
9,
2 8
8.
2 1 1 1 4 1 5 19897 8 2 2 8 1 2 5 6 9 9 1 2 7 and finally 0.
So we have 50135. Is your own like that?
Yes.
It's correct. It's correct, sir.
So, okay, rejected votes,
Rejected votes 1146.
total.
Yes, total rejected votes.
Total
Total votes cast.
is 51.
Total vote cast 51,281.
Again,
Rejected votes.
I've already got that.
Okay, the total 51,281.
Thank you. Any cancellation?
No.
Election took place in all the people.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. How many agents are you got for results sheets?
The agents, there are 2 that signed.
Thank you.
Well, those are coalition exercises going on there in Adamawa State. We are told 3 local government areas results have been turned in. The coalition officers have formally announced their own results, and the remaining local government, we believe, are on the way to the coalition center in Yola. When we get updates and they give us information on their readiness to give us those updates, we'll to them, not just Adamawa, but all the states centers and our various Nigeria Decide studios. For now, our guests are still here. Ahmed Raji, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, legal practitioner. The Leonard Silk is still here. Barrister Manesara Kogo Umar, international analyst on democracy, good governance, and nation building, is also here. He's also a barrister at law. And of course, my colleague, a journalist, a public affairs analyst, and of course, former vice presidential candidate of the Grassroots Development Party of Nigeria, GDPN, Ibrahim Modibo, is still here. Ibrahim Modibo is formally announced his resignation, but I'm not sure INEC appended its signature to that or acceptance to that resignation. But legal practitioners are here. That kind of resignation, how effective is it, seeing that it took place within the realm of just a few days to the election?
No, about 4 weeks.
Whether it's 4 weeks, it's an illegal resignation. Because in tandem with Section 30 of the Electoral Act, there is a limited period within which you can withdraw your candidature. And you cannot withdraw your candidature just at the studio of NTA during a program.
No,
you just announce. Listen to me. I am protected.
No, you are missing the point.
And then,
Let me correct you.
And then I'm coming.
You are missing
the point is that at the time when already we have already finished the issue of even candidates, that is the party primaries. We have even closed that chapter. We were at the level of even INEC has started deploying election materials to polling centers. Then somebody will come.
And his name was on the ballot.
Then somebody will come out. Now, it's just like this case, about 30 parties said they were withdrawing, aligning to endorsing a candidate in Kaduna State. I look at it, I said, where are we going? Where are we going? But is a frontline politician, maybe it's a new innovation in our political dynamics. So we should take it as a step to the next.
But let's hear from him so that we can quickly go to NTA.
Another Silk, I think I need protection.
You are protected.
Thank you very much.
You are protected.
You see, the beauty of democracy is the ability of a party to have fair hearing.
I think there is freedom of association, which is Section 21 of the Constitution.
Exactly. So about Lana Silk, about a month to elections, I went and addressed a world press conference. And I also was invited, or I went and met who that matters in Buhari support group. They accepted me, they gave me the maximum support of me, trying to say that my candidacy as the vice president candidate of Grassroots Democratic Party, I have resigned. Because I saw the virtues in the philosophical dictates of the APC and its presidential candidate. I said, look, never in the history of modern democracy have we seen a man that has got to acceptability with credibility and also purposeful leadership like President Muhammadu Buhari under this dispensation. I have not seen any northerner that can beat Buhari in the election anywhere. That is why I said, look, I am aligning with almost 1 million supporters of me from the Northeast Zone to go and vote for President Muhammadu Buhari. And that is why today we are.
Are those 1 million supporters verifiable?
And the time of the contest, you didn't see Buhari?
No. There was no scene of Buhari.
As of now, have you formally written the letter of resignation to your party?
Look, the issue is, but I'm not a court of law.
You may have to come here. In line with legal issues that we say we'll be looking at of the electoral process, you had told us that there is a time bar of 21 days.
That is correct.
Of filing a petition out of time. And when it is beyond that 21 days, you cannot file any petition.
You cannot.
Let's look at the implication of this matter, which I think is related to the issue of Segun Abraham versus Rotimi Dolu.
I think the Supreme Court has decided the matter, and I think their holding is to the effect that the appeal was filed out of time, and therefore the matter extinguished. So that is what the Supreme Court has held, as far as that appeal is concerned. So it's like the appeal came in late.
I see. So what it means, Rotimi Akeredolu is home and dry?
It's home and dry. You should enjoy his seat.
Let's now join Bilkisu Abdulrazak Oduoye in NT Abuja to give us update on the area council elections within the Federal Capital Territory. Hello, Bilkisu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mohammed Kudu Abubakar. Yes, we are indeed ready with the results of some area council elections in the Federal Capital Territory. Thank you for joining us on Nigeria Decides Studios of NTA Abuja Channel 5. It is the day after the much anticipated FCT area council elections held every 3 years, and this time happened to coincide with the general elections, that is gubernatorial elections in 29 states of the country. Now results have been declared already in 3 of the area councils of the FCT, while election for 2 area councils have been declared inconclusive. We are still awaiting our correspondent from Kwali, because we don't really have any strong feelers from that axis as yet, but we shall keep you posted as soon as we have feelers from Kwali on that. We also have a guest in the studio.
All right, welcome back and thank you for staying with Citizen Information Network, and of course we're still live coverage of the election, bringing you reports from all states in the country. We can tell you that the report reaching us from our correspondents in Sokoto. Report reaching us from our correspondent covering Sokoto and Zamfara, talking about Shakwa Abdurrahman. He said the coalition is yet to begin to start in Zamfara State, and INEC officials said they will start by 2 p.m. Whereas in Sokoto State, a close associate of the governor Aminu Tabuwa, Shamsuddin Umar Meakwa, confirmed that presently, from all the counting process going on, the PDP is leading in Sokoto State. Okay, now back to Kwara State, where we have a result from 15 local governments already, and of course we still have our correspondent Adeni Adeyinka in Kwara State on ground. Let's go back to the results from Kwara State now and look at the results from Kwara State. Before we went for that break, I'll connect to link up with the Nigerian Television Authority to bring you the announcement and collation in Adamawa State. We were talking about the results in our state and in our local government. I beg your pardon, I said of our state. Yes, there you have it again, 22,874 for the APC and 5,173 for the PDP. The margin is so wide.
And landslide victories.
Yeah. So one of the things we'll not forget before this election was that there was a robbery in our state, in our local government. What I call it, of I believe they won't give a state now. They need that. But then, robbery in our local government, and the Senate President Bukola Saraki was fingered. Yes, but when the police said one of the suspects in that case confessed him as their godfather, that they are his political thugs. They got the guns and other things they used for the robbery from him. So can we really tie what the result from offer to the events that precede the election?
Yeah, partly.
Even the presidential election?
Partly, because a lot of factors will bring out a big result.
Yeah.
Small little factors. % of our indigents who were bereaved, who were affected by the robbery, we believe like, oh, so it is, they will not believe that, so it is the Senate President that sent you to come and rob them.
Yeah.
You know, this politics is very complicated. People just use little things to gain the votes of electorate. They will use little things to ensure that a particular candidate did not get the vote of the electorate. The same man that sent us to come and kill that time, they will remember.
Yeah.
Someone who lost his money, someone who lost his family or loved ones, friends, me. In fact, some people who would naturally want to come and vote will come out to now say, I will vote so that these people will not come back to power.
Yeah.
You understand?
Interesting.
This is my vengeance. And that's what we have been telling people to come out to vote. Let your vote be a testimony like, this is the person we want. These persons we did not vote them. It's not a sin. The people of Kwara have decided. Either anyone wants to say it or not, it's visible to the blind. The Auto-Get movement is working. Kwara is working in constitutional authority in Oyo State. We don't want constitutional authority again. That's what I think.
All right, still looking at the results from Kwara State, let's take a look at other local government now. Yes, 15 local government declared so far in Kwara State. The state LGA results. Of course, we'll take a look at other local governments now in Kwara State. But interestingly, we'll share with you information about the debt profile in Kwara State. Now that is Kaima local government. Kayama, yes, Kayama. Kayama, you know, there's A missing. There should be A before the M. It's just a typo error. Kayama local government in Kwara State and Patigi. Now, in Patigi, that is one local government that before now, so many people would have predicted that the PDP, because of the influence they have in that particular, talking about the leadership of the party.
Yes.
In Kwara State. Yeah. But surprisingly, the APC got over 18,000 votes to the PDP 2,000 votes.
It is tsunami.
Should the people of Kwara be happy at the moment?
In fact, Dr. Bukola Saraki should be happy at the moment.
Yes. Okay.
Like, because it's going to give the people the chance to dictate, to decide who will always govern them. It's a testimony that all these years, the Kwarans have been deciding who their governor is.
Yeah.
So now, it's not a testimony like, oh, okay, when I was Senate President, the people decide again. They decide, and they should keep deciding. It's, in fact, it will last after June 6, After he must have handed over power to say, wow, I cannot enjoy my beautiful wife. You cannot start seeing on a daily basis.
Well, talking about the wife, she's also busy with international
engagement. They'll be busy together now with international engagement. They'll be traveling together.
All right, quickly, let me just share this info, some information about Patigi in Kwara State, the local government. It's the headquarters, yes, the town is the headquarters of the Patigi. It's also the name of the headquarters of the local government, Patigi. And of course, it's mainly inhabited by the Nupe people. Yes. And of course, yes, Nupe people, very close, shares boundary with along the Niger River there. And of course, the main work where the people of Patigi they do now farming, rice, cassava, millet, and all of the rest. And as a matter of truth, a very interesting town and local government with so much history. But now we look at the result for Kayama. Where that's not surprising because one would also, I think the people of Kwara have spoken already. They've communicated to the power brokers in the state that they have the power to decide what happens in Kwara State. Yes. And this time around, they want to go a different direction.
Yes, and it's good. And this is actually the first time that an incumbent will be losing in Kwara State.
In Kwara State.
It's just, people are saying
let's not forget, when we talk about incumbent, the incumbent governor of Kwara State is not on the ballot.
It's not okay.
Yes.
Okay,
so we can say party. Yes.
Party is losing in Kwara State.
Yeah, the first time since 1999.
It's the first time.
Yes.
You understand? It's the first time. So now, people and that should be a lesson to our political actors that it doesn't last forever. You can't be there forever. It's your works that will speak for you. You have to put a lot of works on ground that people can see.
One important thing also I want us to look at is that with the result from Kwara State, can we see Kwara State is putting an end to everything godfatherism? I beg your pardon.
Actually, it's very relative because there are diverse godfathers.
But so far, in the case of the APC in Kwara State, one cannot really point to anybody to say he's the godfather in the state because nobody dictated the outcome of the primary election.
There are some people that would be, they might not, it might just not be one person. It might be just a group of persons.
Okay.
Who decides. But before, it's always the Saraki house that decides most of the time. Though they consult other people, but the major decision comes from the Saraki family house. You understand? But what is it? It now depends on the incoming governor.
Abdurrazak Abdurrahman.
To break the bonds of the political gladiators who can become godfathers. The same thing, it has happened in so many places. Yeah. Go to Ogun State, go to Osun State, it happened. Go to Ekiti State, even in those states. Across, even in Benue State, they were able to break down like the powers of, okay, you go and become governor, you go to the House of Assembly, you cannot go to rep, no worry. This one, the rep is system for you go to Senate. You come back to House of Assembly, you don't worry, we will give you minister, don't worry, you will give you board. Enough of those things. And now, it's a testimony that the people vote counts.
Yeah, talking about vote count, one of the highest seats that was sold before this election is discouraging people to go out to vote. In fact, some politicians and even gladiators spread fake, false messages, making people want to think that their vote will not count in the election. But then again, maybe one might want to say votes has really counted, otherwise we won't experience where people disrupt elections and even attempt buying votes and all of the rest. But then, let's quickly take a look at other local governments, result from other local governments in Kwara State. And that is Ilorin South. Still another shocking result with the APC, 26,752. And in Ifelodu, 23,734. And from all the results we've seen so far, the PDP didn't get up to 10,000 votes in any of the local governments.
Yes,
announced so far. Wow.
The
it's really a strong message.
The people are saying, how many people soldier go kill? You're not saying you want to have civils. There's somebody is bigger than you, saying it's small. Remove the small now. People are saying they are the one that want to decide now.
Yeah.
You are saying that you have political wisdom. Don't you understand it? When people are marching from Offa to Patigi to Ifelodu to OU, they are saying they want this particular candidate. In fact, Tommy will even tell you it's not the votes that the PDP have been able to gather. They will Tommy will, if you go to the say it's because we don't want to just beat them hands down. We don't want